Happy Australia Day, everyone. It's episode 274 of Aussie Tech Heads. It's Glenn here. How are you going all tonight or today or whenever else of the day you may be listening? We're back this week and Eric's back from holidays. Hello, Eric.
Good evening. How are you all? But it was all right today, a bit humid, but yeah, it's all right.
Been raining up here too. And Will, hello. Will's back again.
How are we? How are we?
And how's the rain going up your end of the town?
Had a good day today, actually. It was pretty good. It probably stopped raining about 3 o'clock this morning.
Right.
And
it was pretty heavy.
Yeah, there's there was still some roads flooded today, but they reckon it's supposed to start raining again as of tomorrow morning, tonight, sort of thing. So
yeah, so there's been a bit around. Yes, we shall see. There's been a bit around. All right, so the big news is that this week, from my point of view, is the forum is back. The forum's on aussietechheads.com.au, so jump in there and start foruming and whatever else you might want to do in there. I'm going to tidy it up a bit. It's got a couple of, probably a lot of categories and everything, and probably outdated now with as time has gone on since the forum last was active, which is about 6 months ago. But yeah, aussietechheads.com.au. Go have a look at the forum. We've got show notes. The show notes are back. We've got the reviews by Garth. He's got his own little page on there. And he's also done a text write-up of the review each week. So we've got another one from him tonight. And I'll tell you, the one from him tonight is a fantastic little app, iPhone, Android app. You just give it to all your mates, and it's just great. I've been playing with it all week. So we'll hear from Garth a little bit later on. And also, what else is there? That's about it, I think. Yeah, review. Oh, Aussie Tech Heads. There's a youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. And then I'm going to put Garth's little video segments up there every week as well. So you don't have to, thumb or scratch through the whole show. You'll be able to just see Garth in the raw on the YouTube. So go and have a look there.
That's a good name for a band, Garth in the raw.
Well, yes, it might be. We might have to come up there with something. Okay, so welcome, Lounge. As always.
Forget the radio as well.
The radio. Radio live stream, radio.com, the secret. No, what is it? Radio.thesecrethub.com. God, I don't even know where it is. Radio.thesecrethub.com. Now, if you've got an iPhone or an Android or an iPad or wherever, just on the net, just on your desktop there, just go to radio.thesecrethub.com. You can live listen to the show at from 7:30 on a Thursday night Queensland time, or you can listen to the that goes round and around and around, and listen to some of the other shows that we do. TBT Chewing the Fat is going up tonight as another audio show in the loop, and Chewing the Fat is back. It is back after the 2-week hiatus, so join us for Chewing the Fat if you're live after then. The Lounge, as always, welcome, hello. And also the video of the show is put up on youtube.com/The Secret Hub, which is also, you can also link to it off the homepage now. Woo, straight off the homepage. You're on the front one. Yeah, click woo. And woo. Aussie Tech Heads paper.aussietechheads.com.au off the front page as well. Woo, everything's off the thingy Bobby webpage. All right. That's about it. I've got a couple more written down, but we'll do those as we'll get through those.
And that's a show, everyone. Thanks for listening.
That's right. It's just a Aussie Tech Head plug fest, and that's yes. So thanks. Yeah, good. All right. Now there's been a bit happening this week, I suppose. We've been here, been there, and but anyway, first of all, I might as well ask Eric if anything exciting in Techland happened over while you're on holidays. Anything catch your eye?
I kept away from tech.
Yeah,
but every Apple store I walked past was completely packed.
Yeah. Well, there's a story about. I think. Did you pick up a story about that Apple story? We might as well.
Which Apple?
Which
Apple story?
The insane amount of.
One?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I've got. That's my front page.
Yes. Well. Oh, that's right. Apple.
Front page. All right. Let's go through that, shall we?
Yes.
Well, Apple reported their best quarter ever for revenue, earnings, and iPhone sales, as the consumer electronics giant, no longer called just a computer company, it's now a consumer electronics giant, benefited from the release of its latest smartphone, blah, blah, blah. Now, the figures. Let's go through the figures. Total revenue for the quarter. This is one quarter, 3 months. $46 billion. US
That's
for
wild.
the first quarter,
That's wild.
up 73% from the same period a year ago.
Yeah.
Apple reported more revenue in the final 3 months of last year than in all of 2006 and 2007 combined. That is out of control.
That is out of control. Do you think that okay? So I got a few like bringing that back into say more of perspective, especially over Christmas. So record sales over the Christmas period. Yeah, is that what you just said? Over the Christmas period, or just over the quarter?
That's the first quarter, yes. Their first quarter is when did they just finish their first quarter?
At the end of
January.
Yeah. So iPhone, iPad, and Mac sales contributed to 44.7%.
Yep.
Contributed to the 44.7% jump in gross margin, with over 37 million iPhones, 15.43 million iPads, and 5.2 million Macs.
In 3 months. Now divide that by 12 weeks, and that's a lot of freaking product they're shipping. How many Macs did you say?
5.2 million.
Okay, that's the smallest number.
So that's a massive amount. But I suppose
that's 433 Macs per week.
I suppose when you look at the PC sales, it probably does. What would PC sales?
PC sales would be doing that as well worldwide. Probably a lot more than that, I'd say.
Yeah.
But the secret sauce is the margins. It's not what they're shipping. The secret sauce in all of this is that their gross margins is 44%.
And
whereas the margins on PCs is probably about 20%, and their net profits on that is about 5%. Whereas the profits on Apple is just massive.
And I suppose with everyone just is interested in Apple versus Microsoft and everything like that. But with PC sales, Microsoft isn't getting the cash for the PC. They're only getting the cash for the Windows.
They're getting the sales and the unit numbers, but they're not getting the cash because their margins are very low.
Yeah, now iPod sales didn't go so well. They dropped 21%. Well, why not? Who's going to get an iPod?
Well, everyone's buying iPhones.
iPhones, exactly right. But they still, in the same period, sold 15.4 million.
Yeah, that's right.
So
it's not bad.
It's not bad.
At the end of the quarter, nearly $98 billion in cash at the end of the quarter. And their shares hit a high of $453 per share, which is, still the most valued tech company in the world.
Now, they're going to give earnings per share back, is this right, of $8.50. Now, my question to Eric is
$8.50. Where did you see that?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I didn't see that one.
In one of the story things I read. But the company expects quarter 2012 to generate revenue of over $32 billion and diluted earnings per share of $8.50.
Yeah.
Now, in the show notes, Eric, there's probably a link on my title. So there'll be a link to the story, the actual story. But what my question is to you, if you could explain, if you can, is
question without notice.
That's right, question without notice. I'm sorry, but when a company's got $100 billion, or what was it, 90 billion, 100 billion in cash,
nearly 100 billion. Let's call it 100
in cash.
Yep.
In the bank, under the pillow. When is it time for them to start giving more back to the shareholders? Like, when is it time to start giving better dividends? Maybe bring that.
Well, they don't pay dividends now at all.
Are they going to? Why don't they start?
Well, see, there's two ways of looking at it. When the company doesn't give dividends, you'll find that you get the value or your profits in the growth of the shares.
Right. But then
there's a trade-off, but there's not cash. In order for you to benefit from that, you've actually got to sell a few shares every now and again to cash in on your gain.
Right. So that's where your income's going to come from.
Where your income's going to come from. If you start, let's assume that most companies will allocate maybe 10% of their cash holdings in dividends. Just say, I don't know the real figure, but let's just say 10%. So they can afford $10 billion in dividends per year, just say.
Yeah.
Now, you will find that as soon as they declare a dividend of $10 billion, their share price will drop accordingly to factor in the account that now got $10 billion less in cash.
Yes.
So it's sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Okay, all right, right. So is it?
If you're a retiree, you'd want dividend stock because you need cash to live on.
That's right.
If
yes.
you were an investor,
you'd want this.
You're not really concerned whether or not they pay dividends because you're in it for the long run.
Yes. Yeah, so Apple, they're going gangbusters, aren't they? Will, did you have anything to add to that or your thoughts?
Not on that one, no. I don't.
That's just...
It's
just how it is.
Other than the fact it's quite amazing how so many companies are screaming that they're broke.
Yeah. So anyway, so Will, you for those on the video, Will's a bit green tonight. And not because he's had a big Australia Day. It's he's got the green screen going on. And but he's just you can't use it tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, due to the nature of Hangouts, it doesn't allow me to use the green screen. But I'm working on that. So
he might be able to do a little workaround. You're good at workarounds, Will. All right. So what else have we got going here? Well, I can. What's my little?
Well,
yes.
I was going to say while we're quickly talking about Apple, of course, Apple's tried to stop yet another Motorola product, but Motorola has filed a lawsuit against Apple for infringing patents rather, and it's actually the same courtroom I think it was in Germany that they won their last 2 or 3 last year, so they've decided to push for some more copyright infringements of patents. So
it's just like a big merry-go-round.
Well, yeah, pretty much. But the only difference is Motorola actually has a legal foot to stand on. So some of the patents that they could put against any phone manufacturer, but they'd particularly put against Apple because
they're the biggest threat. That's why.
Well, because Apple's been returning the favour in kind. So basically, the patents are pushing for a receiver having a concealed external antenna, which was a patent they got in '98. Multiple pager status synchronization system and method, which is against the iPhone and the iCloud. Method and apparatus for communicating summarized data. So
where's that being used?
What system for communicating?
Yeah.
What does that all mean?
Well, I was going to tell you that in a sec. System for communicating user selected criteria filter prepared at wireless client to communication.
Yeah,
that's a mouthful. But basically, they're all communication methods. Everything from making a phone call, sending SMS, emails, communicating with internet, all those communication methods, basically, and having a concealed antenna.
Well, they better start suing Google too because they're all doing the same thing.
Well, no, they're only taking their frustration out against Apple because Apple have been giving them a hard time. So
yeah, it's
basically Apple started it.
True.
So
it's
they're like, well,
tit for tat. But the judge is going to say, well, hang on a minute, Apple's not the only one infringing. So if you're going to take this any further, well,
they have the option to enforce.
Oh yeah, they can sue whoever they want.
Exactly. And if Apple says, well, how come you're not doing against everyone else? I go, okay, fine. Everybody else is included in this. And then you watch what happens. Everybody will gang up on Apple. So,
nah. Apple spent $100 million. Apple spent $100 million on lawyers last year. They got deep pockets.
Well, it just tells you how stupid they are. If they didn't do stupid stuff in the first place, they wouldn't need lawyers.
They need a good accountant, Eric. Maybe they should spread the love.
Well, you can't say they're stupid when they've just released these sorts of results.
Yeah, they're massive.
No, not from a business standpoint, but from a it's frustrating that they don't like it when people turn the tables on them, yet they're more than happy to cause headaches for everyone else. So,
oh yeah, look, I just think it's just a little bit of a game with everyone, tit for tat and all that sort of stuff. But meanwhile, across the pond, if it was in Google land, I see the Google. If you're a Google app developer, there's a Google app developer lab headed for Australia. Woohoo! So labs
started that up.
What happened?
I heard they trialed that. I think it was 6 months ago or something, and they didn't get the uptake they wanted. So they must be decided to go ahead with it because they were going to can it.
So lab sessions are designed to teach accomplished Android developers best practice techniques in order to maximize the potential of the platform. Blah blah blah. Sessions will cover what's new in ice cream sandwich, how to utilize cloud services in your app, bringing polish and immersion. Oh, I love those words. To your experience.
So if you flush it down the toilet, it'll still work.
The sentence Android and polish do not go together. I'm sorry.
And immerse yourself in your user experience and how to create rich apps for the smartphone and tablets. Now, if you're interested in this, you can register. There's a link on the show notes. You can register. It's for free. You've got to be accepted. Melbourne, Sydney, and Auckland is where it's all going to take place.
Hey, here's you know, in when they have these conferences in the States, they say, you know, first 1,000, whatever you call it, what am I saying? You know, they'll say, oh, you get an Android phone if you register for the conference and all this sort of stuff. I wonder if that's going to be the same deal in Australia. I wonder if they've got the same sort of get up and set up with that. That'd be an interesting thing to find out.
I think you've got to.
It doesn't actually say.
You've got to have. I think there's a few requirements that you bring your own laptop or something loaded with specific software.
You've got to have a laptop with Eclipse and Android SDK installed, Android server for debugging, and solid understanding of Android fundamentals. It's for experienced Android developers with existing applications in the market.
Right.
Now, also
Do they get anything? They get anything for showing up, like a phone to develop on, for example?
Oh, they'll probably give them a goodie bag or something.
That's what I'm thinking, because it's a developer conference. They don't expect them to develop on their phones that they use for every day, because that's what's the fast way to bricking a phone?
Probably maybe little.
I know in the States they give the developers the phone.
Yeah. So they might be something. There might be a little bag of teeth or something like that for them to chew on. And
Eric Schmidt jumps out of the bag.
So they go around with their teeth in there and go, oh. So Google's also...
Get out of my country.
Yeah. Oh, dude, don't start that. Google in privacy policy changes. Now, I don't know, this week, recently, when you've logged into Google recently, you would have seen the new on One Policy, One Google Experience page. They're streamlining all their privacy policies into one. More than 60 different policies will be combined into one that will go into effect on the 1st of March. Now, a spokesman for the Google said, we're rolling out a new main privacy policy that covers the majority of the products and explains what information we collect and how we use it in a more readable way. The single privacy policy will apply to Google Search, Gmail, YouTube, and Google+, its social networking site. The main change applies to users who have Google accounts, well, obviously. And if you're signed into Google, we can do things like suggest search queries, tailor your search results based on the interest you've expressed in blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know. Look, I've seen a few blogs around that people are going crazy about it. I don't know. Does it matter? That's my thing. I don't think it really matters.
I mean, the only difference is they're telling you about what they're doing now. I don't think it's actually all that different.
Yeah, I think they were...
And, I mean...
Instead of having different, I think most people were getting upset about something about like if they've got a double click account that's going to all the cookies or something going to flow across. But I mean, well, so what? Like, if you, like I don't understand really. And maybe I should read a bit more about it, but I don't care.
Well, I started reading it, and from what I could understand by reading it, nothing stood out that was different to what it was previously. I mean, I'm sure there is fine print that's different, but just a quick browse through it, it seems more or less the same. But I think it's more now the point that people have to realize that if you're on the internet, you are being tracked, whether it's the government, whether it's the ISPs, whether it's companies, whether it's your boss. The fact of the matter is, if you're using the internet, you're being tracked.
Oh, yeah. Or not. When you say being tracked, it's not like that someone is there just is trailing you. It's just the information is there if need be.
Some bosses are pretty...
Records are being...
kept.
Everything's recorded, but not necessarily used.
That's right. But it can be used and collated.
Information is available should they need it.
Yeah. But they got your Medicare number anyway, so who cares?
Yeah,
well, not Google, but the government. Now, also Google.
No, Google probably does too.
I reckon Google's got your Medicare number too. Don't worry.
Oh, they probably have.
I prefer Google to have it, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Now, Google Plus, you weren't able to sign into Google Plus with a pseudonym, but now you can. They've relaxed it a little bit. So
just while you're there, keep
Yes.
talking. Because we're talking about Google and Android, I'm going to get something, then I'm going to show it to you when you're finished this. Hang on one sec.
Okay. So so the move follows criticism from human rights groups. Here we go, which had said that there were circumstances under which individuals could have become unsafe if they revealed their true identities. Wouldn't you be able to just sign in under a pseudonym anyway? Like, what? How much? They don't come around, knock on your door, and ask for your birth certificate or nothing.
I don't know. There's somebody in the chat room who had a problem with that. Remember?
Yeah, but then they signed up as someone else anyway. So the search giant said it already began rolling out the amended policy. However, it said users must prove their pseudonym has already attracted an audience elsewhere. So I don't know. How are you going to do that? Get on Facebook?
A pseudonym. I've always wanted to have a pseudonym.
But how? Like, I can't remember when I signed up for Google Plus, I just used the Gmail account. So that was the normal.
Yeah,
so that
I think most people do.
Yeah. So, but I mean, when you sign up for a Google account, what they just send you a message to your phone and say, "Is this you?" or something, and here's a code. Yep. So what's the story? Well, I don't understand what the problem is. I don't see why you can't do it anyway. But
I think that is when it was early on, same as Facebook. You can't. You're supposed to use your real name. People don't. I know people on there who have fake names, but you're supposed to use your real name. And the idea is, it's their whole data logging thing that that's the reason for it. It allows them to, cross-reference all their data.
Yeah.
I mean, whether or not they enforce it, I guess if it's something obvious, but.
Oh, it's just all rubbish. It's all rubbish. But so that's that little picture of that dude. Okay. So now while we're on Google, Eric, did you get what you were looking for? He did, but he lost his voice. He lost his voice. Hang on, Eric. No audio.
Here we go.
Here it is. What's that? It looks like the Bible.
What does that look like to you? It's a book, right?
Encyclopedia.
But inside the book.
But not really, because there's no letters on it. Oh, inside the book. Here we go.
Inside the book.
Dun da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Ooh. Now, what would that be? Is that some sort of tablet?
I ordered it from Amazon.
Fire.
What would that be?
The Kindle
Fire.
Oh, how good is it?
It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad. Yeah, easy to read. I just put my look at this. Just put my hand in the back cover there.
Oh, that's what you need.
And you're just reading your book, just standing here like this.
Yeah, I need one of those. I need one of those little sleeves for the iPad cover.
And then you just it's probably a bit too bright to see the words on that.
Yeah, but it's a colour screen, isn't it? That one.
Colour screen.
Yep.
Colour touchscreen.
What's the RRP?
Oh, RRP 199.
So that's pretty good. And how would you rate it against the iPad? Just so no camera, but other than that, oh yeah, that's all right. Oh yep. And what's it?
It's running on Android, obviously.
Yep. Android's entered the house.
Look, it pretty much. I know it's the bloody. I'm going to blister in a minute from all the hell I'm going to go through.
An aneurysm.
It does pretty much everything that the iPad does, but at a 7-inch version. It's a book reader.
Yep.
It's got music. You can put your music on it.
So you can download like apps from the Android store.
You can transfer anything on your iTunes from it. You can just drag and drop it, basically.
Nice.
On this, so you plug it in, and it's because the directory is fully accessible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not locked down, so you can just copy and paste music, documents, videos, books, whatever.
And what was your main reason to buy that?
Well, what happened was my wife's had a Kindle, the Generation 1 now for about 3 years. And while we were away, it broke. The home button stopped working.
Right.
I said, oh, look, they're really inexpensive now. Let's try and get one.
Yeah.
And because they sell them at Walmart and, bloody Office Max and all these other places there.
Yep.
So I'll try and get one. They're $99, the one she wanted. She wanted just the normal one that was, that's a touchscreen, normal one.
Yep.
And I said, okay. And then
why not
went looking for it, and they were out of stock. So I went on the website, and I thought, oh, look, while I'm here, and you can't get the Kindle Fire yet in Australia. They're not selling them yet. I'll get one too, because my Kindle I gave away to my mother for her birthday. my old Kindle.
Oh, yes.
And so if I got one, so I ordered it from Amazon. I ordered it on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and I got it delivered to the hotel by Friday.
Jeez, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that the I think that the online ordering and so forth is where it is going to come to the fore is quick postage and handling. I think that is because look, through the week, last week. No, was it last week? Yeah, last week. Now I think it was Tuesday. I ordered some webcams and a numeric keypad from that logitechstore.com, and it was there. I ordered it Tuesday evening. It was here Thursday. Like,
That's pretty good. It's usually about 2 days, on average 2 days.
Yeah, and you could track it all the way, and like it come from Melbourne, and it was just far. It was just good, and I was surprised, and I thought, I'll be waiting until Monday for this because they're going to probably road it up, because it was free postage from the site. But no, it all came in the. I did have the packet here somewhere, but I've lost it. But yeah, so I think that's where if you've got an online site, you've got to really hit the postage.
Good products with 2-day turnaround, and it's good stuff. But
that's right.
Yeah, so it's got a browser on it. The browser on it's pretty fast. Just doing a speed test now on the browser.
Oh yes, hang on. Let's have a look at that full screen there of Eric. And so this is just over the Wi-Fi. So you'll get what about 30 by 2, something like that.
Hang on, it just died on me. Just the screensaver. It's about on this Wi-Fi here it's about 20. Gets about 2 up still.
Yeah.
It's got email on it.
Nice.
So I can check my email. Got my email.
Oh yeah.
And it takes any account. Other Google, Yahoo, Hotmail, the whole thing. So Facebook, Twitter.
Oh, geez. For $199, why would you buy an iPad over something like that? Not just because of the camera, but why would you buy an iPad?
No, look, at the end of the day, I don't know many people who use the camera on an iPad unless you're at home and you want to do a Skype call.
I don't even
But you don't use it when you're out and about. And I bought this mainly to read books. But the fact that it can do all these other things, makes it pretty good.
Now,
the mail there.
Now, one of the most important things, can you do Audible books on there?
Yes.
And the sound is just great, I would presume.
Yeah, it sounds good. I tried it. I did try that. It sounds good. It's got a headphone jack as well, obviously.
Oh,
it's got 2 speakers, so it's stereo.
Yep.
And it runs Flash, so I can watch. I was watching Leo on it.
Right. Good work. Good stuff. Now, speaking of Audible, you've had a couple of weeks to listen to a few, or have a look.
I have, but I've been reading while I've been away more than listening. But nevertheless, I do have a pick. I do have a pick.
What have you got for it? And also, on the AussieTechheads.com.au website, we've got a list of all of Eric's picks.
You've got them up, have you?
They're up. They're up there on the website. Just go up onto the webpage is still being massaged, to get the most the best layout of the menuing system. But at the moment, I think it's up under the show notes. Let me have a quick look. Hang on. We'll
have a quick grab.
I think it's under the show notes. If I can type the web page in, no, I can't because I'm in the wrong screen. That's pretty good. .com.au. Okay, now waiting. Now it's under. Where are they, Eric? Show notes.
No idea, mate.
Oh, you got to push the big button. Audible recommendations, right next to the Audible. The banner.
Banner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And there they go. There they all are. Geez, you've done a few, Eric.
Gee, mate, you put up a few. I didn't.
Yeah,
I think it's more work for you to find them than for me to actually do them.
Oh, look, I had a sneaky way of doing it. Don't you worry.
I bet you did.
But yeah, obviously it took a while to go backwards, but now we're set. We're on now. So anyway, Audible.com, obviously Audible books you can listen to, download from Audible.com. If you sign up from clicking on the banner on the Aussie Tech Heads web page, which is right there for those looking on the video thing. There it is right there, lovely little thing. Now, if you can click on that, sign up, and you get a free credit, which generally translates to a free Audible book for you to keep, even if you don't continue with the subscription. So if you do that, they've been great sponsors of the show, and they every time you sign up, or every time someone signs up, yes, we're helped out financially. So do that. Do that.
Everyone's a winner, even the listeners.
That's right, because if we weren't doing that, Eric wouldn't be asked to do a grab.
That's right, and I like doing grabs. Oh, and the other thing this can do is when you register your Kindle, it gives you a Kindle email address.
Oh yeah.
Automatically. You can't send anything from it, but you can send stuff through it. So if you want to send a document to your Kindle,
yep.
you email it to your allocated Kindle. So mine is e_Franco at e_Franco88.com.
Yep.
Send it to that, and then your documents come up on the thingo there.
Yeah.
For example, I emailed the show notes to myself for 88.
Yeah, nice.
And, hang on, I'll show you the front page. And it just renders it. You send a Word document and it converts it to EPUB automatically.
Yeah.
It just loads it on your Kindle.
So you're sending this to the email address, and when it hits the Kindle, it converts.
Converts it and then sends it to your device in EPUB form.
Yeah, cool. So is it actually converting? Do you have to convert it on the computer, or is it converted on the Kindle?
You send a Word document, and
just
Amazon back end or Kindle's back end.
Oh, I see. Right.
Converts it, and then delivers it to your Kindle as an EPUB.
Right. Sweet. So what Audible treasure have you got tonight?
I have got. I've always liked the author Michael Lewis. His first book I read was called Liar's Poker. Look it up. Very good book, and it's on audio as well.
Yep.
And he's had a couple in between, and his latest one is called Boomerang, Travels in the New Third World, which is basically about the GFC and all the crap.
Oh,
and
yes.
it goes, the tsunami of cheap credit that rolled across the planet between 2002 and 2008 was more than a simple financial phenomenon. It was temptation, offering entire societies the chance to reveal aspects of their character they could not normally afford to indulge.
Right.
So it's a very good Boomerang by Michael Lewis. His other books are The Big Short, Inside the Doomsday Machine, Thinking Fast and Slow, and Moneyball, the movie that Brad Pitt's in. He wrote that book.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
I watched that on the plane. Go and see it. Fantastic.
Yes. So is that a new book? I released the 26th of the 11th. Well, no. How do you do those dates? 26th of July 11th. So yeah, right. Okay. So did you have a little excerpt?
Little excerpt, I do, and here it comes.
Reserve would wind up absorbing the risk in one form or another, associated with nearly $2 trillion in dodgy securities. Its actions were of a piece with those of other governments in the rich, developed world. The bad loans made by highly paid financiers working in the private sector were being eaten by national treasuries and central banks everywhere. In Kyle Bass's opinion, the financial crisis wasn't over. It was simply being smothered by the full faith and credit of rich Western governments. I spent a day listening to him and his colleagues discuss, almost giddily, where this might lead. They were no longer talking about the collapse of a few bonds. They were talking about the collapse of entire countries. And they had a shiny new investment thesis. It ran roughly as follows. From 2002, there had been something like a false boom in much of the rich, developed world. What appeared to be economic growth was activity fueled by people borrowing money they probably couldn't afford to repay.
There you go.
There you
go. It's an eye-opening expose.
Now, I'm possibly quite wrong here, but that sounds like the guy that narrated the Jobs book. Or is that actually
Dylan Baker? No, who was the Jobs guy? That's a good question. Let's see. Dylan Baker's this guy.
Yeah, Dylan Baker, and let's have a look and see who.
Jobs is Dylan Baker. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
Good pickup.
That sounded like him. Yeah.
Good pickup. Whoa. Give the man a prize.
I'll just get the chest to pin it on, please. Now, yeah, so that's audible.com. Just link off the Aussie Tech Head page. Join up. Good stuff. Thank you. Now, Will, did you have any stories? Don't go to sleep over there. Sorry, Will, we haven't heard from you for ages.
No, I got a couple of stories. Pretty much, I was going through your show notes, and you basically had every story I had. So, but I did grab another couple. Obviously, one of the big stories, and particularly pertaining to last week, where we're talking about SOPA and Pippa and ACTA. It turns out that they don't actually need any of these laws to shut down websites because Megaupload got taken down by the FBI. Which I'm not very impressed about because I actually had a premium membership on Megaupload because I had backups of all my podcasts stored there.
Oh.
So they're actually linked to my RSS so that if archive.org went down, it would automatically pull the feed from Megaupload.
Right. So Megaupload wasn't just a torrent bank.
Well, it's like any online storage, whether it be Dropbox, whether it be whatever. They basically allow you. Well, they don't allow you. There are terms and conditions saying you can't put, copyrighted material and blah blah blah. But effectively, you can upload whatever you want. You can share whatever you want. Now, Mega Video was predominantly the video hosting side of that. And it was the same sort of thing. Like if you went to letmewatchthis.com, you'd go to a link for video, and Mega Video would be one of the video links. So obviously, there was copyrighted material on there, but they always responded to DMCA takedown notices and things like that. So,
was it good
enough?
So if you uploaded something to the site, was that like a private little area until you shared it with someone? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it was actually just a normal, on backup online storage facility. So you had the option to make certain parts of that public. So obviously, in my case, all the podcasts I put up there were public, so that anybody could listen to them and they could also be used.
So the trouble was, what people were putting up, they were putting up copyrighted material.
That's true.
For download.
And giving other people access.
But what I have an issue with is, okay, they'll take them down if they were issued a DMCA takedown notice. They would take it down, no questions asked. My issue with the whole takedown is I was paying for a service. I have been paying for that service for 2 or 3 years now. All that money that I have paid for that service, which isn't a lot, it's it's not cheap. It was, for $7, $8 a month or something like that. So it was, a fair chunk over 3 or 4 years. I now not only no longer have access to those files I put up, I'm out of pocket. So,
but I was reading the story a bit here, and so for those of you who don't know, this guy, what's his name? Kim.com. Yes, he changed his name from something.
What a knob. Hey, get this. I used to work with a bloke. I used to work with a bloke who changed his name to Virgil, Virgil, Reality.
Oh.
His name was Virgil Reality.
Oh no!
Right? And he used to wear a fez.
What?
With a little tassel to work.
Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh, Virgil, get into the reality world. Now, this Kim.com. I'll give you a couple of facts about. So, okay, this guy's coming out of New Zealand. FBI swooped. They've taken the site down. We just saw the takedown notice. If you went to megaupload.com, you'll see the takedown notice. If you're on the podcast and want to have a look at it. Now, this is this Kim.com. He called himself Kimball after the Fugitive. So he's got
Kimball.
Yeah.
From what was that movie called?
The Fugitive.
The Fugitive.
Yeah. He's got it all going on. He's reportedly 2 meters tall, weighs 140 just if you were interested. Now he's got 3 kids apparently, and he's got another 2 on the way.
Pregnant with twins.
Yeah, and another 2 on the way. So he
looks like some dude out of frickin' some. It looks like bloody Frankenstein's baby.
Yeah, have a go at him there then. It was like a bit like Fat Graham Kennedy.
He reminds me of one of those. Don't you hate it when you buy a magazine and it's airbrushed? He looks like one of those people from. Have you seen the show or the previews for it called Porn Stars in the States, where they're like all porn shops?
P-A-W-N. Yeah, P-A-W-N. Yes. Porn.
They're all like op shops.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody who should be running one of those.
Well,
Probably does. Probably owns all the ones in New Zealand.
so I think his Mega-Upload site is sinking. Along with him, he's gone. The Mega-Uploads founder, he was arrested on his $23 million property. Now, apparently, he was only renting the $23 million property. He wasn't allowed to buy in New Zealand because he didn't pass a character test. So anyway,
really? No shit.
One room had seven, count them, seven 60-inch televisions. He reportedly paid $500,000 for a fireworks display. So he's flashed it around, and that I reckon Will probably paid for two of those crackers.
You know what? I reckon if he didn't flash it around, he'd probably still be there now enjoying his wealth.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Attracting too much attention to himself.
You're probably right.
But what I don't understand is why did they take down Megaupload over, say, SockShare or Putlocker or any of the other sites that do exactly
they might
the same
be next,
thing?
mate. Don't think they're not looking at them. They're just looking for a reason.
The reason they were able to do it is because all his content was hosted in Venezuela or something, and what actually happened was one of their servers had failed and had gone to a fallback server, which was in the States.
The US.
And that allowed the US government to issue the takedown. So it wasn't actually necessarily anything anybody did wrong. It was actually a bit of error in programming that allowed it to go to a US server in the first place. And of course, as soon as it did that, they've had a field day.
They've got no jurisdiction over a server that's not in the US.
Look,
they were just waiting, and all the others, the Putlockers and Channel 131, and all these other guys, they've got servers outside the US too, and the FBI just waiting for them to slip up. Unfortunately, he was the first one that slipped up. He was just unlucky.
He's got three. I think probably flashing it around like no one's business. Probably annoyed a few people. He had three. He collected cars apparently as well. Had a few cars, real vintage cars and all this sort of stuff. 3 cars with the license plates. Now up yourself and drawing attention to yourself. Hacker, mafia, stoned, Kim-Com, guilty, God, and police. Seriously, come on, get a grip. He's 37.
Look, he sounds like a bit of a knob.
Yeah, a big one. A big one, I reckon.
6 foot tall one.
Yeah, he's 37 years old, and as we said, he's married. Got 2 twin girls on the way. He's come out and his comments about the whole situation were that where was it started here? Mega has nothing to fear. Our business is legitimate and protected by the DMCA and similar laws around the world. So I suppose if he's got this much money, he's got some lawyers. So Mega blah 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 around the world. Sorry, I lost my spot. We work with the best lawyers and play by the rules. We take our legal obligations seriously. Mega's war chest is full, including Will's $2. And we have strong supporters backing us. We have been online for 7 years and are here to stay. Don't worry about us.
Well, look, that's all well and good, and they might have reason to believe that what they're doing is above board. But before you get a takedown notice, now under the laws that they followed, now if they do takedown notices, if SOPA pass or these other acts that they're trying to put through, which are going to fail, you don't need much evidence to do a takedown notice under those new laws that they want. But under the current laws that they followed, they need a fair bit of evidence for a judge to give a warrant. So I would love to know what evidence they've got, because that's where the interesting reading comes in.
Yeah, Megaupload boasted around about 150 million registered users, so that's where the cash is coming from.
That's paid users. That's not including. You don't need to be a user to use the site. You just get a few extra features if you are a paid user. So,
if you're a registered user, it usually means you're a paid user. That's right.
Yeah, Megaupload.
Yeah. Oh no, you can be a registered user, but be a free user, or you can be a premium user. But that particular statistic was paid users.
Yeah, and okay, yeah, and it's the biggest. It was one of the biggest file sharing services in the world. So there you go.
Apparently, he's got 500 million floating around somewhere. But what you know the problem with this guy, he's got too much information about him that's in the public domain that makes him an easy target. For example, it was a well-known fact that the guy had 3 passports from 3 different countries in 3 different names. Now, unless you're a crook, why would you need that?
Well, he was a resident in 2 countries as well, in Hong Kong
right.
and bloody Germany or somewhere. Like,
I would dare to suggest that most of his money is in Hong Kong because they don't have an extradition treaty with New Zealand or the US. And if he was smart, maybe he should have stayed in Hong Kong.
Yeah, well, maybe. Had a nice house in New Zealand. Now, just moving on to something else. Just
to quickly finish that.
Will.
Of course, you know the hacker group Anonymous.
Yep.
They went, was it 18 minutes or something from the time of the takedown notice to the time they brought down FBI website, CIA, the government, the American government websites. They within like 18 minutes they'd DDoS attacked all these websites and brought them down. Only for a short period of time, just to say, look, we can do it, you know.
Yeah, don't mess with us. Leave Kimmy alone. Leave Mr. .com alone.
Yeah, leave our Kimmy alone.
Yeah.
Virtual reality. Actually, you know what? Virtual reality looked a lot like this bloke. He did look a lot like him. It's fair dinkum. And if on a second look, I reckon it's 50 pounds heavier. Put a fez on him. That's pretty close.
Actually, yeah, there we go.
That's a job for somebody.
Eric did have a photo of Kim in the .com in the dock. There he is. Oh, poor little Kimmy.
He's not looking happy. I feel sorry for him.
Poor little Kimmy.com. Anyway, it's what do we got now? As I mentioned at the top of the show, we have Garth. He's got another review. And this week is one that I've been using all week, or since I've heard about it. It's fantastic. And
CQ.
Haytel, it's called.
CQ.
Oh, Haytel. Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. And so let's hear it. I'm going to be really quick with the mouse here. Let's see how good I can do this. Let's hear it from Garth. Yes, hey, we got Garth here again. He's over here and he's got a free app this time. What have you got, Garth? Hello.
G'day, Glenn. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good.
That's good. Look, this week, as you said, I should say.
Yes.
It's a freebie. Haytel. It's not only a free app, lets you send free messages. So iMessage obviously is great now that we can send free SMSs between all the iPhones and iOS devices. Haytel gets you that one step further. It goes to Android as well, but more importantly, it's voice messages.
Right.
So basically, all you do is you tap and hold the button in.
Yep.
Lift your finger, hold the button in, say what you want to say, lift your finger off, and your message is sent.
All right, nice.
Bit like the old-fashioned walkie-talkie.
Yeah, sweet as. And now it's a bit more involved than the walkie-talkie. It's geolocatable.
That's right. So there'll be a little map there that shows, if you want it to, that is, obviously. There's enough those privacy sort of controls as well. Show you where you are or where the person you're talking to is.
Right.
So they can see where you're singing in from.
So it's working on 3G Wi-Fi?
Yep. You don't need to be on Wi-Fi or anything like that. Wherever you are, as long as you've got access, even if you're stuck on edge,
right,
in the back of nowhere.
Now, some of the other advantages of this thing is, as I was reading through the list of features, is that you can export your messages to Facebook and email.
Apparently so. Never used it. Look, lots of little bells and whistles in there,
yes,
like you're saying, that sort of thing. Main thing is, if you've got 1 or 2 people that, you might SMS a lot, it's great for amongst the family, basically. Because you can just, quicker than, Siri's one thing, but if you haven't got Siri to dictate to and fiddle-faddle about with and send your message, you can just touch, say what you want to say, take your finger off, your message is gone.
And the push notification at the other end.
That's right. So the person getting the message gets a push notification, ding-a-ling, you've got a message from so-and-so.
And you can also buy different ding-a-lings as well.
Apparently. That's the official term for them too, by the way. It says in the App Store, buy here ding-a-lings.
That's right. That's about $1.99 for each ding and a lings.
That's right.
All right.
The lings are a bit dearer, I think.
All right. Okay, so I think that's so both of you have to have it, and it's available on the iPhone
and Android. Don't forget.
And Android, very
those
good.
Those poor babies out there stuck on their Android phones.
Oh.
I think there's one in the room with us, but
Well, we don't want to talk about that too much. Cover your ears. All right, all right. Thanks, Garth. And that was Haytel Haytel Heytel in the App Store. Good stuff.
Grab it. See you next week.
Yeah, so, Haytel, it's just one of those little things that you get hooked on it. You get hooked on it. That's good. It's like instead of
I've been using it for about 18 months or so now, and it's so handy, especially when you're driving.
Yeah.
You don't have to try and fiddle around.
Oh, because sometimes you're sitting there trying to type texts and everything, and you just go, but now this is an easier way, and it's a better way. So go and grab that. It's great. You can see also...
I just sent you a Haytel.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks. And you can, you can do all that sort of stuff. So that's great. See Garth, you can watch that, if you want to watch that little video, it's youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads, and that'll be up after tonight. Now,
it's a funny thing with funny names there. I mentioned he was naming a few things there. I found some sweets. Everyone's heard of Twinkies, right?
Yeah, heard of them.
And everything in America is just cream-filled cholesterol garbage. There's Twinkies. I came across the Ding Dongs.
Right.
And last but not least, I came across the Ho-Hos.
Oh dear. Well, you could poke fun at a couple of those, couldn't you?
Yes, you could.
Did you go with a few Ho-Hos?
No, there's a few Ho-Hos around. Let me tell you.
Sure, there was. Probably.
Did you see any ding dongs?
Yeah, they were right next to the Ho-Hos.
Oh, better still.
They're like a box set.
Better still, you didn't see the ding dongs on the Ho-Hos.
No, I just saw the Twinkies.
Well, that'd be a Twinkie, wouldn't it?
Oh.
No, you don't want to be a Twinkie. That's like a wiener.
I think there's something going on with the naming conventions of sweets over there. Now, just a couple of quickie. We'll go to Will. Did you have any stories? Other stories tonight? Substance stories?
A lot of my feeds are full of either anonymous stuff or mega upload stuff, or it's all seems to be the Russians suddenly want to build space stations on the moon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they've decided that it's going to be a great way to spend time and money in researching. Instead of having to send ships or shuttles up and down all the time, they can just spend some more time there, and they're going to use they're going to do what everybody's been talking about for years, and putting a space station up there so they can launch rockets and blah blah blah.
And do all the fun
we
stuff.
shall see. That'll be interesting.
If you believe the conspiracy theories, it'll be the first time anyone's been on the moon.
Well, that's right. Oh, look, I can see my house.
So,
okay, so there you go. All right, well, I've got a couple of little quickies. Look, I'll go to the top of my things. I did bring out a few quickies just to rush through. JB Hi-Fi is holding a huge sale of notebooks until Sunday. If anyone wants a notebook, get down to JB Hi-Fi. And
crappy ones.
60 hours, probably, but 60 hours per minute and 4 billion views a day on YouTube. Massive, massive.
That's a lot.
yeah, it's an hour per second of.
Yeah.
Well, it's an hour of video uploaded per actual second of the day. So
are these guys ever
going
to run out of hard drives? Like, oh, geez, it's just massive. Because it's all on hard drives, isn't it? Just like millions.
That's why they have their. Well, that's what they call of their big RAID service, the redundant array of inexpensive disks, and they literally just keep getting these. They're basically containers full of RAID servers, and when they need more room, they just put another container in the yard.
Yeah, massive. And Nokia celebrates 1.5 billion phones running on S40. Now, I'm not too familiar with those, but Will probably would know, and maybe even Eric. But anyway, S40.
What's S40?
S40 is their Symbian OS.
Oh, piece of crap. Okay, rightio, move along.
Yeah, I mean it's their best OS that they've used that isn't Android OS, but it's still, I mean, it's pretty rough to be honest. It really is.
the first S40 phone was sold in 1999, so obviously pretty crazy stuff. Now I've got another story here, just a quickie. his Star Wars uncut director's cut. Now I'm only bringing this up because it is on YouTube, and what it was in 2009, there was a call put out for internet users to recreate the Star Wars A New Hope. So everyone had to create 15 seconds of, I suppose, their most favourite part of the movie. Now that and then upload it to a central position. Now they uploaded, and the guys have sat down. They've picked the best 15-second scene out of a pool of 15-second scenes. Put them all these 15-second scenes together from all different Joe Blows around the world, and even cartoons and all this sort of stuff. And they've recreated the entire A New Hope of Star Wars. Now, the only reason I'm talking about this is not particularly because I'm interested in Star Wars, and to be honest, I didn't actually like the video. But it was uploaded on January 18, and it's had in the first 72 hours, it had achieved 1 million hits. So I suppose everyone thought, oh, this might be the real thing, and they probably hit it in by mistake. But have a look for it. It's and if you like Star Wars, you might get a kick out of it. So have a look for that one. And what else have we got?
And did you actually watch it? Any of it?
I watched a little bit of it, but that was about it.
If you actually look at it, it's the correct length for the movie. It's 2 hours and 9 minutes or whatever, so it's actually the right length. It's interesting because there's every different format you can imagine. There's live actors, there's Lego, there's drawings, there's claymation, there's every possible thing you can think of. But the ironic part about it is, 2 days after this video was put up, George Lucas basically said, "That's it, I'm retired."
He retired? What do you mean? He retired?
He's retired from making movies for studios. He's now, all the movies he's going to make, he's now only going to make out of his own studios, which, I mean, most of the studios come to him for assistance anyway, so that's not necessarily a big ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's sick of the studios. They've turned down too many of his movies. They've rejected a lot of them, and he's just like, right, that's it.
Because they're shit.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I know, but studios are afraid to take risks at the moment. That's why there's been over 50 movies being remade just this year. So basically he's gone, right, that's it. I'm pulling a pin with the studios, and I'm going to make movies for myself.
That's fair enough too. That's fair. Like, if you got the money, which he has, or I assume he has.
Mel Gibson did the same thing 20 years ago. Icon Productions is Mel Gibson's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only... Because he made that movie in a different language, didn't he? Something about Jesus or something? But anyway.
Passion of the Christ or something. And he made it in an old what's it called? Aramaic, which is an old Hebrew language. Yeah.
So anyway, so that's that thing. I didn't want to dwell too much on that because, it's just that. And what else have we got here? A couple of quick ones because we're getting to the end of the show. Oh, look, Dick Smith. I see Woolworths. Where did I see that? Blah, blah, blah.
Closing half his stores. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, he's buying out his, Yeah,
well, Woolworths. Oh, he's buying them, is he? I didn't.
No, Woolworths is buying out his...
No.
Where's that story?
No, Woolworths closing.
Closing, that's right. Report published by the CLSA, who the hell they are, says that Woolworths will either shrink and trim its Dick Smith operation or sell the brand entirely. Obviously not happy with it, following a period of lackluster sales, which in November saw... So that's a good pep to sell a whole chain, isn't it? Oh, lackluster sales, we're going to sell it.
Yeah, you're going to get a good price for it now.
Yeah.
Dick Smith should buy it back. He'd probably run it better.
Well, that's right. And especially after that fiasco about them repackaging up a hard drive that was faulty.
I'd say their sales have dropped substantially since that point.
Probably. Well, I told you that story when I was on when that story arose. But anyway, the consumer electronics chain has suffered a steady decline in sales since 2007, dropping $7.1 million earnings before interest in just $22 million last year. So yeah, dropping from 71.1 million to 22 million. It's still a lot of money, but geez, what a drop. And main rival JB Hi-Fi sales grew 65 million in the same period. But like Dick Smith, to me, has always been an electronic store. I think they've branded out into printers and all this sort of stuff.
Oh, but it's not that. They've got the similar products that JB Hi-Fi, but their management is garbage. Their service is absolute us.
And the price is generally quite expensive as well.
Correct. For what it is, everything's made in China. All their DSE brands are worse quality than the branded products, and they're more expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember well, I'm pretty sure Dick Smith years ago used to be like with J-Car is. They used to sell actually
they did.
Electronic components.
Like Radio Shack.
Yeah. And now it's only just, as you say, it's a JB Hi-Fi or a WOW, but dearer. So really, they got nowhere to go.
Crap, right, and they're selling, digital tuners for $50, and it's DSE brand.
Yeah. Well, look what happened to Tandy.
A good brand one, Tandy, similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, you had one there about 4G.
4G.
4G launched this week.
Yes, on Telstra.
Download speeds. I think we touched on this last week, so I won't go too much. Download speed.
No.
Go.
What is it? 2 to 40.
Yep.
Up to 40 megabits per second. Look, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I'll just wait a month or a year before I upgrade my dongle.
Oh yes.
I'm always going to need a good 40 on the dongle, and we'll see what happens.
You got to need.
The interesting statistics which I saw the other day. Oh, I thought this was it. I took the wrong grab. Oh dear. But anyway.
But it was launched, and it's capital cities
only, and within 5 k's of major cities, I think it is. And I'm 14 k's from Sydney, so nothing.
So there's no point for most people because you'll get the same speeds as you get on 3G anyway. So
correct. Yeah.
Now, also, Eric, you got another one there, the iPhone 5 rumor that started already.
That goes nicely into this because Verizon in the States. When they did their earnings, I think just a couple of weeks ago or just before Christmas, they said in 2012, and they supply the iPhone, and it was a bit of a slip because apparently the Verizon CEO is a bit of a Steve Ballmer. He's always saying stupid things without thinking. And he's let it slip that in 2012, we'll only be selling 4G phones. Oops.
Yeah. Oops.
Because they said, right, that's it. As of 2012, every phone we sell is going to be 4G.
Yeah, well,
and
there you go.
Apple's gone, hang on a minute. You sell Apple, sure, you just let the cat out of the bag. So the rumor is our iPhone 5, 4G, and it's going to go from 3.5 inches to 4 inches.
All right.
And
I guess they're finally figuring out that CDMA is dead. The US is the only country that still uses it, and for how much longer?
There's Brazil, and in South America, and there's one other in Europe. I think of no more than about 5 countries total.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty much not worth the hassle. Making dual band phone or dual, 2 different identical phones for 2 different networks.
Well, the iPhone 4S is a dual band in the States.
Yeah,
one's on Verizon, CDMA, and if you go overseas, you bang a SIM card in it.
Yeah.
All right, now
but it is a pain in the ass. Just have one phone for God's sake.
That's it.
Now, apparently, we got a couple of audio issues there for Eric and Will, so I'm just going to run through the last couple of stories and we'll end up. Dodo routers went down this week, so if you're with Dodo, you could have gone down in New South Wales, Queensland, and Australian Capital Territory. Yeah, and
I just saw the picture you put up. I like that.
Okay. With something to do with browsing and authentication issues on Tuesday night.
Won't be long before they're extinct as well, I think.
Probably not. They're merged with someone. The merged entity, which was called, I don't know what they're called, but anyway, they merged. They had an
Dumb and Dumber, I think they were called.
So anyway, they pushed it all. They pushed the problems on. Something went wrong with the merger. Because so many users, everything went down. They're trying to switch everything over to something else. The network failed to switch over to a backup router, prompting, they probably just got one router too. That's probably a true statement.
They're probably using the same router I've got here.
Probably.
It's probably actually the same router. They just turned it off and back on again.
The reboot the router.
Prompting the Cisco engineers to fix the problem on site. Oh, geez, no, is that still done these days? And it locked up.
Because they're using year 2000 routers.
Yeah.
It's still running Windows ME.
Oh, what?
ISDN lines.
IPv6. What's that? Okay, and so anyway, prompting Cisco engineers fix the problem on site. It locked up and didn't switch over as it should have. Dole. Now we got another one here. Now Telstra, they're buying into this ASSC1 thing. Now,
what the hell is that?
What?
What?
Okay, so
Okay, I'll read it out to you.
But you got Echo,
Telstra
haven't
has
you?
bought one of 4 fibre pairs on a new subsea cable system connecting Perth and Singapore, partly to gain some control over transmission technology upgrades on the route. There you go.
So what the whole
cool.
So what the whole deal is I'm just looking for a little picture. Oop, not that one. Is now there's already a system, and it's
Yes, hey, we got Garth here again.
There's
He's
Garth
over here.
going
He's got a
again.
free app this time.
Oh, Garth's
What have
going
you
to
got,
go.
Garth? Hello.
Go away,
Oh,
Garth.
Go away, Garth.
You've had your turn.
He's had your. He's a bully. Now that Telstra's had this CMEWE3. Okay, that's what they've got that connects to Southeast Asia, Middle East, Western Europe. Now that cable apparently Telstra doesn't have much say about what happens to it, and they can't upgrade it or put their own machinery onto it. So now they've gone and they're going to buy some of this new ASSC1 cable due for completion in 2013. Telstra is also looking at it serving as the primary link for a number of customers. They would expect they'll be using.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. So there's this CWM3 thing. Now I did have a little graphic for that if I can find it.
Basically what it is, it's a giant trunk line. It's one of the big undersea cables they lay. And when you buy, there's something like, off the top of my head, 10,000 bundles in that. And each bundle has like 10,000 fibre optic fibres. So when you buy one bundle at a time. So you have 1/10,000th share of that line and the data that happens in that line. So
this actual cable that they're going to buy into, the ASSC1 cable, is to provide an extra, which is to provide an initial 6.4 terabyte per second capacity on the route. Now, just to finalise this, the CMWE3, that's what I'll call it because I'm not doing the letters anymore, does have the CMWE does have limitations placed on it by the consortium of which Telstra are part of, and under the consortium changes various rules and conditions, it's difficult for the CMWE to be upgraded to future transmission technologies. On the ASSC1, Telstra will have that control, given we are purchasing our own fibre pair outright on this system. It's within Telstra's control as and when that fibre pair is upgraded in the future and the equipment in use. There you go. And also free Wi-Fi coming to Perth. If you're in Perth, you'll be... you jump a little bit. The telco...
free Wi-Fi, come on.
Oh, but listen, it's only 512k
Sydney,
connection.
Brisbane and Melbourne.
It's only a 512k connection.
still faster than McDonald's.
Yeah.
Or Starbucks.
Each node is connected to 100 megabit or gigabyte backhaul, but they say the provider was keen to test how subscribers use the network. It isn't designed for customers to leech and download from Megaupload. It's only designed for email and basic web browsing. Oh, geez, that's about all my stories, I think.
One more quick one.
Yes.
Seeing as it's cricket season and we're doing so poorly and all.
Oh, we're smashing them.
It's rigged. It's corrupt. It's been rigged. The Indians
Ricky Ponting is angry.
Oh. His hair
apparently,
don't care.
Apparently, Ricky Ponting and numerous Australian cricket stars have had their faces used in an Indian mobile phone app ad without their permission. There's an app called Bollywood Actors. What's it called? Face Guess, including Bollywood actors and actresses and tennis players and soccer players, among others. So apparently, they're not really impressed that they're being bundled in an app.
Oh, well, that's what happens. Everyone's getting ripped off these days. So
if it was a free app, they wouldn't have minded. But because they're actually charging for this app, they've got to pay royalties.
Yeah, which is not right. It's not right. That's right. It should be done properly. Now, also, just one last quick one. Look, I came across a site called conduit.com, KONDOOT.com. It's a video social network sharing thing. So it's a bit of a like Skype, YouTube, and Facebook. Users select they want to connect with friends, strangers in the world, then they can share videos. You can stream to public, stream to private, stream to guests, whatever you want. But have a look. It's Australia. It's an Australian little invention, little startup. They've gone to America. They've come back with 32 million in funding to help them get going. So have a look at it. I signed up. It does look pretty good. I'm going to test it out and see if it's going to give a better. See how the quality goes with streaming and stuff like that. Now,
what is it? Sorry, what?
The Conduit, KONDOOT.com.
Oh, Conduit. Okay. Is this for streaming only or recording and uploading?
Streaming, but you can
Bit
record.
of everything.
Yeah, record as you go as well.
Oh, I see.
You can record as you go. Now, Australia's lagging standards of internet services may force Conduit from Australian shores. A chunk of the growing team will relocate to America. Now, how sad is that? Hey, we're trying to do something and we can't do it because the internet is so slow. And look, we might have a story coming up soon, maybe next week, with Aussie. You know, remember Aussie? He was on the show a few little weeks ago, and he's got an Optus connection which is failing dismally. He's paying
Optus?
for hopeless. He's paying for the premium service on Optus cable, 100 down, 2 meg up, and currently and frequently he's getting 3 down, and about
1.5 up.
Half up, yeah, and you know, and everyone's telling him that Optus and whoever, they're all telling him, look, nothing's happening because NBN's coming, the mythical NBN.
Liar.
Yeah. So anyway,
How freaking lazy are these people?
We would invite anyone from the NBN to come on and please tell us
that's a load of crap.
The progress and how.
Actually, you know, I want someone from Optus to come on and tell us. Confirm or deny.
What's that? That the speeds are crap, or that
that they're not doing anything because NBN's coming.
But that's right, and they're not.
Everyone's gonna wait for 2021.
Yeah, that's retarded. So anyway, that's it. That's it. That's the way. So anyway, thanks Will. Thanks Eric. And
thanks, mate.
Not a problem.
Thanks to all the listeners in the lounge. Thanks for the guys that download the podcast. Everyone in Australia, thank you very much. Go the Aussie cricket team, and don't forget we're back again next Thursday night from 7:30 p.m. Queensland time. Thanks to Brad and techwebcast.info for his show before Aussie Tech Heads that gets everyone G'd up for a good tech night. And I want
to just quickly ask any Aussie Tech Head listeners, if you're interested in being a co-host on Talkback Tech, please let me know. Will at what are we at? Secrethub.com. No, what's our email address?
Will at
I don't know.
Will at I can't remember the hell my email is.com.
I've got too many identities. Help me.
You can.
Change your name to Kim.com.
Will.com. Oh. Yes. So now, if you do want to contact either one of us at emails, you can Eric, Will, or Glenn at AussieTechHeads.com.au, and Garth for that matter, Garth at AussieTechHeads.com.au. Everyone's got an AussieTechHeads.com.au. Anyone, it's anyone.
Oh, he's giving them away.
I'm giving away. They're cheap at 5 times the price. Now, so all right. So thanks everyone. Thanks to everyone that downloads. Once again, thanks for everyone that's helped us out through the Audible.com link on the webpage. Get into the forum. Get in and start some chit chatter now that it's all up and running. Give us some ideas on what else you would like to see on the webpage. Always open to ideas. Tell us if you want things changed. Just whatever you want. Let us know. We're here to do it. Well, yes, sort of. Okay, so until next week, I hope everyone has a happy Australia Day, and we look forward to another bright, sunny week ahead. So until next week, it's bye for now.
See you later.